Really not sure what I have just witnessed there. Manchester United losing 7 7-0 at Anfield. Complete embarrassment, total humiliation, humbling, lessons learned. I don't know how you want to describe what you've just witnessed there from Manchester United, but after the progress that we've seen this season under Erik ten Hag, in February, coming from behind, beating Barcelona, winning the cup final, there's a togetherness in this team. And then we go and do that in the second half against Liverpool at Anfield. 7-0. That could have been double figures. Every single one of those players lost their head in that game. Now, I'm going to pick out two players in particular in Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw for what was an absolute disaster class from these players. That, look, we've scored 1 goal in 7 years at Anfield in the Premier League. It's a tough ground to go to. But United had the opportunities in that first half. Guilt-edged opportunities, and you have to take them. And then what happened? Their first shot on target, 1-0 Liverpool at half-time. Coming out in that second half, all United needed to do was make sure we don't concede for that first 10 minutes, then try and build into the game again. And you can see the goal times there, 47, 50, 7-0. I don't know how Erik reacts to this. I think Erik ten Hag made some mistakes today. And we definitely did. But I just can't believe Bruno Fernandes in particular. I'm someone who's defended him so much because I love what he does. Today, the utter worst of it. In an he's a player who plays with his heart on his sleeve. And that was an emotional occasion, because the game means so much to both Liverpool and United, and it's going to be a hostile atmosphere. These players got swallowed up by that atmosphere. Completely and utter. How Luke Shaw stayed on that pitch, I have no idea. How Bruno Fernandes stayed on that pitch, I have no idea how we finished that game with 11 players. But Ten Hag, there has been so much progress this year. I'll speak about Diogo Dalot. I'll speak about everyone else. I want to speak about the progress that Ten Hag has made. And let's make sure that this doesn't turn into a knee-jerk reaction. There has to be a knee-jerk reaction to losing 7-0 against Liverpool at Anfield. I just can't believe what I've just seen. I'm almost stunned into silence. What's the reaction going to be from Erik ten Hag after that? After Brentford, it was sending everyone on a 13.8 kilometre run, because that's how much more collectively Brentford ran than United. What do you do after that? Now, Ten Hag did make some mistakes. I've said that. I think that starting Diogo Dalot was, I suppose, his way of showing that he wanted United to be progressive going forward with the ball. That was a mistake. Diogo Dalot's performances since the World Cup have been more than questionable. In the cup final, we got hooked at half-time, and Wan-Bissaka was a major player in that second half. Diogo Dalot should not have started that game. Bruno Fernandes should not have been shifted out to the left wing so that Weghorst could play in the number 10 role. It shouldn't have happened there today. But it's very difficult to forensically look at that game from a tactical perspective. Man United had more than enough in that first half. Real chances. We were the better team overall in that first 45 minutes. But that goal just before half-time, 7-0. 7-0. 7-0 against Liverpool at Anfield. So much progress has been made this year. I could not believe what I was seeing from every player. Casemiro in that first half, in the whole game until he came off. Where were you? Was he carrying a little bit of an injury? That team there very much played like a team that has been playing every 3 days. It's why I went into that game. No, my prediction was a 2-2. Yeah, good luck anybody who predicted that to be 7-0. Martinez, Shaw, Varane. Every single one of those defenders today lost at sea. Absolutely swallowed up by that atmosphere. And I can't believe that that's happened. Because of all the progress that we've seen over these last couple of months. It's been an arduous schedule. And we've come through all the tough games, tough situations. And we all know that the toughest is Anfield. But honestly, a penny for Erik ten Hag's thoughts. What do you think his reaction to that is going to be? How do you recover from that? So much of the hard work that he's been putting into this new mentality, this new toughness. And we just rolled over. We got absolutely bowled over. I really want to speak about Bruno Fernandes after that game, though, because as I said, my agenda is for Manchester United. I speak the truth. And today, truth has to be said about Bruno Fernandes' shocking performance. What was he doing? He's playing with the armband there, and he was just riled up. Heads were completely gone. Luke Shaw as well. They've been so good. And they didn't know what to do. They had no response when Liverpool came swarming. And ultimately, in that, as I say, in the first half, I think United had a lot of control in that first half. Maybe that control's the wrong word. First 20 minutes, Ten Hag went there with a game plan. First 20 minutes, don't concede, squeeze the space, slow the game down by, we were taking slow set pieces. It worked. Liverpool didn't have momentum. Then we started to get into the game. The pass from Shaw to Rashford. Man, I would have backed Rashford to score that. Duffed his finish. Delot, 2 or 3 times. Anthony, 2 or 3 times. The crosses weren't good enough into the box, but we created chances. Delot's good cross that Bruno headed at the back stick. A millimetre, maybe not a millimetre, a couple of inches wide. We had chances. And then we let them score. Delot going forward, Anthony not tracking his man, Fred getting cut with the ball inside. Great finish from Gakpo. Sucker punch, because that half went pretty much how Ten Hag would have wanted that first half to go up until that point. But that second half there, I cannot believe that has happened. I wanted there to be some sort of revenge for last season. They beat us 9-0 in aggregate last season. They've just gone and beaten us 7-0. 7. And there's not going to be any calls whatsoever. And so it's not something that should be entertained. But Ten Hag, he made some mistakes in that game. But what we're looking at here, that was the players on the pitch. How we capitulated to do that in that second half. Look at the goals. It could have and probably should have been more than 7-0. Look, ultimately, right, Ten Hag will be able to hopefully say this is a one-off. As I said, we scored 1 goal there in 7 years in the league. Anfield is the acid test. The most hostile atmosphere and environment that we will play football in. And unfortunately, these players showed that they aren't, right now, capable of coping with that. And this was a game where United fans, a lot of people went in there with confidence. I had confidence of a performance. And then that has happened. Honestly, I'm genuinely stunned. Because that there was the United of old. That was last season's United. Still there. This is why no United fan was genuinely arguing. In my opinion, anyway, no United fan was, well, some actually were. We were never in a title race. I always felt we could be there. If we finish 3rd this season, which we absolutely still can. That result doesn't change the course of our season. That's their cup final, by the way. They've got nothing else to do. Stunned. Genuinely stunned.